What's up, everybody? I'm here to talk to you guys about Spider-Man Far From Home. Saw it last night for those of you who didn't see my other review video. This is for the spoilers, so now is your chance to run if you do not want this movie ruined for you, because I'm going to put out some of the biggest moments, not all, but some of the biggest moments that happened in this movie. The first half of this movie kind of was a little slow for me. I wasn't getting into it, but the second half, man, it picks up, and it picks up quick, and I cannot wait to tell you about the end credit scenes. I thought they were the best since we got the Thanos, fine, I'll do this myself scene. Very exciting things to look forward to and here in the future of the MCU. I wasn't too excited about this phase ending. I was a little nervous about how they were going to go about it. But after seeing this, and this is being the conclusion of Phase 3, and we're going into Phase 4, I am definitely excited. They went pretty big with this, so I'm sure you'll like the direction they're going into. That's why I always have faith in Marvel. I love them, and they never cease to disappoint. On to the spoilers. One last chance to run away if you don't want to know any spoilers. And here we go. Alright, so the movie starts off with Nick Fury and Maria Hill going to this town that has been completely destroyed by one of these elementals, and of course Mysterio is there. They meet Mysterio. He tells them they don't want any part of this. Cutscene. Then we go to the school, Peter's school, and there's a little TV scene going on, like a morning news type thing. And the kids are talking about this is where they address the 5-year gap. And I thought it was pretty cool how they did it. I don't like what they call the 5-year gap. I just think it's a little cheesy. But then again, this is a Spider-Man movie. They call the 5-year gap the blip. There's a scene where there's two brothers, and they talk about the blip and how the younger brother didn't vanish, but the older brother did. And in the 5-year time jump, the 5-year gap, the people that vanished don't age. So when they came back, the younger brother is actually older than the older brother. So now he's the younger brother, and I guess they came back in the middle of the school year, as we saw in the end of Endgame. And what they did was they said that they had to restart the whole school year all over again to make it fair for everybody. That's just what they did with it. There's a couple other kids talking about their experience with it and everything, but that's the blip. The snap is the blip. The other big thing is I guess we'll start off with the glasses that we see Peter wearing in the trailer. In the trailer, he's on that bus and he puts the glasses on. He makes that like scene. Well, these glasses, as we come to find out, are given to him or left to him by Tony. He has an AI, and its name is Edith. And the funny thing about that is Edith stands for Even Dead, I'm the Hero. So I thought that was pretty funny. This very Tony Stark-ish. And obviously you can tell I love Tony Stark. He's my favorite Iron Man. A lot of Iron Man references. And so, but the main important thing about these glasses are that Peter ends up thinking he's not worthy of them, I guess you could say. So after befriending Beck, or Mysterio, he thinks they're in a bar after they fight one of the elementals and everything, and they're talking, and so he thinks that Beck should be the one that has them. He should be the new Iron Man and not Peter. So he gives Beck the glasses, and which gives Beck full access to what Tony left for Peter. Right after that, Peter walks out of this bar and Beck stays back, and we find out that Mysterio actually worked for Stark beforehand, and he's actually one of the key members of Stark Industries that helped Tony develop what we now know as the BARF technology. And shortly after, Tony fires Beck. And so after that, he goes on this huge rant with everyone in the bar who's actually part of Beck's or Mysterio's agenda. And we find out that he actually went back and hired a bunch of scientists and ex-employees of Stark Industries. And it goes all the way back to Iron Man 1 through 2 to 3 with people all involved in this. So it was a really, really cool callback. I was like, whoa, okay, so it's like the comics, you know, and we all find out that Mysterio is actually not a good guy. He is a bad guy and creates illusions. So what he does is, with all these people that he has that worked with Stark and are familiar with this, the Stark tech, they have these projectors and they control them and they create these illusions. And Mysterio is actually he has an actual suit, but when all this stuff is going on with the elementals and everything, he's actually in CGI and it's all projectors that we're seeing. And how that happened, and then so eventually Peter realizes he made a mistake when him and MJ are walking and he's trying to tell MJ he likes her, but things come up, of course. But MJ gives him a piece of one of the projectors. And he was like looking at it, and all of a sudden you see this big projector of one of the elementals. He's like, what was that? And he realizes, oh my gosh, Mysterio is actually not who he thinks he is, like who he thought he was. So that was interesting. It was an interesting take on that. So obviously Mysterio is a bad guy. For all of those who didn't know that, who hasn't read the comics, he is the villain. So now Peter has to go and alert Fury of this, because Fury is not aware of this at all, and Fury thinks he's working with him, when indeed he's not. He's just actually trying to be the hero that he wants everyone to think he is. There is no multiverse, as they tease in the trailers. That was all part of the ploy. Thank God. I was hoping they wouldn't jump that gun. I think it would be way too complicated, but that's another story. What ensues after Peter finds out who Mysterio really is him trying to alert Fury without Mysterio catching on that he's learned, but that's too late. Mysterio's already tracked him with the projector, sees that he found out who he is, so now Mysterio is trying to find Peter and pretty much kill him. So shortly after, there's this amazing, amazing scene where it's just all these illusions with Peter and Mysterio, and I can't even describe it. It's so cool, and the effects are amazing. I was just wide-eyed looking at the screen. It was really, really cool. I was very, very impressed. And usually right about this point is when the movie really starts to pick up for me and gets really, really, really good. And that's about the halfway mark. Like I said, the beginning of the movie just it sets everything up, but it just felt it was bad pacing. It was very slow for me. You guys might not think the same, but that's my opinion. That leads into the final battle. And that's it. And then so what happens is Peter gets into the illusion of the last elemental, the big elementals, like all of them combined, all the elementals combined, and he gets inside of it and sees all these hundreds of projectors going, and he's jumping from each projector, boom, 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 taking them down. And so what that does is the projectors start, it's just the projection, the illusion starts to dissipate and creates holes in the projection of the illusion. So obviously Mysterio finds out that he's inside, and there's more fighting, and Spider-Man's fighting all these drones and everything. So that's a really cool scene. And then finally, Peter gets up to where Mysterio is doing these illusions, controlling everything, and fights Mysterio. But all these drones, he has to dodge all these drones, and so Mysterio creates this illusion, and he doesn't know where the drones is, and that's when the Spidey sense kicks in, or the Peter Tingle, as they refer to it in this movie. It was funny when I first found out that it was going to be called Peter Tingle. I thought it was serious. No, it's just a running joke in the movie, and it's actually pretty funny. So as he's using the spider sense, he can pick out where the drones are, and he picks up one of the drones, and one of the drones one of the drones shoots Mysterio and injures him fatally, pretty much. So I don't know. It shows Mysterio pretty much dead, but I think they might pull something up their sleeve. I don't know if he's dead for sure, because they don't show anything else. They show him laying on the floor with his eyes open, not moving. I mean, to me, he's dead, but I think they could try and milk it and use him again, which I hope they do, because Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio was fantastic. He makes the whole entire movie for me. I would watch tons of movies of Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. I absolutely loved him in this. Probably one of my new favorite villains, for sure. Then we get to the end of the movie. MJ and Peter, they kiss. Obviously, MJ knows that Peter is Spider-Man. They finally get the kiss that he wants, and they're together. They never... I know there was rumors about MJ having the red hair at the end of the movie. That's not true. They never say Mary Jane. It's just MJ. Ned ends up being in a relationship with Betty Bryant in the beginning of the movie, actually. So they're kind of annoying throughout the whole movie. It's funny, but they're just like this serious like old couple throughout the whole entire movie. The best part of the movie, I think, is the two credit scenes. One in the middle, one at the end. They both are absolutely amazing. I clapped so hard during the first one. The first one leaves a huge WTF moment. So what happens is, in the first credit scene, MJ and Spider-Man are swinging through the city, and which we see in the trailer, and then they do their little swinging through the city, and he sets her down. And this, in the middle of New York City, there's this huge screen that they have in New York City. And all of a sudden it says, breaking news, and it comes up, Mysterio has this taping of, that was obviously edited, of saying that Peter Parker thinks he's the new Tony Stark and he's going to kill everybody. And it shows Peter Parker standing there over him right before he dies originally, and he says it's edited to where it says like he wants the drones to execute everybody, and it makes him look bad. But right after that, now this is the kicker. All of a sudden, the Daily Bugle shows up, and it's J. Jonah Jameson, played by the one and only J.K. Simmons. I kid you not. Sorry for the language, almost crapped my pants. I couldn't believe they got J.K. Simmons to reprise his role as J. Jonah Jameson. It was fantastic. I couldn't believe it. And then right after that, after you're in shock that J.K. Simmons is playing J. Jonah Jameson, they reveal Spider-Man's identity, and they say and Mysterio says Spider-Man is actually Peter Parker, and shows Peter Parker's like yearbook photo. And all of a sudden you see Spider-Man say, "What the?" And it cuts, just like the May scene, end credit scene in Homecoming. So then we get to the second one, the second post-credit scene, and it is Nick Fury and Maria Hill in a car, and they're talking, and all of a sudden they start morphing into Talos and Talos' wife. Yes, the Skrulls. I, again, was in shock. I can't believe it. And then after they go back and talk back and forth a little bit, that goes to this tropical scene, and you can tell it's like a computer CGI thing, and it pans out, and it's the actual Nick Fury sitting there, and he gets up, walks out of the room that he's in, and all of a sudden you see this huge colony of Skrulls, and it's just insane. So that's obviously insinuating, to me, Secret Invasion. And then it cuts, boom, that's it. It leaves you wanting so much more. I can't wait for Phase 4 now, because I didn't know what they were going to do. I didn't know how they were going to compete with Endgame, but they did it. They reeled me back in. I'm super excited. So there you go. There you have it. Those are the big moments of the movie. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll try to answer all that I can. Be sure to subscribe. I see all these advanced screenings. I go to every single one of them. So if you want spoilers early or any information on any of the movies early, subscribe. I'll be posting videos. I've been doing these advanced screenings for years now, attending them. I saw Stuber the other day, and I actually got to introduce it with Dave Bautista. So if you like this and you like my channel and you like this video, hit that subscribe button. I promise you I'll get you brand new content. Any new movies that come out, if I see them, I'll post them, and I'll do a spoiler-free review and I'll do a spoiler-filled review. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you like it, remember, hit that subscribe button. Leave any comments down below. I'll get to you. Thank you again. Have a good day.